Okay, here's the original problem over here. Over here, I haven't created all the rectangles possible, but what I'd like you to envision is that if we take this rectangle and picture moving it right here, which would correspond to right here, we want the original area before we move the rectangle to be 36, because 9 rectangles of an area 8 each is 72. We want half the area, so that would be 36. But then after we move this rectangle down here, the area has to be 44 under this red line. Now I've actually drawn in the correct red line after calculating the slope. The question is, how do you calculate that slope? And so what I'm going to do is draw this line right here and this line right here. And if I could find the area of that blue triangle, I'd be real close to half the area, I think, except that this little triangle right here should not be included in the area under the red line. That's assuming that I've gone above this corner of the rectangle. And I discussed that in my comment, that if I go right to the corner, the area under the curve would be, this would be 6, this would be 14, and half of that would be 3 times 14 or 42. So that's not enough. We need 44. So we got to, so that means that this red line has to go above this far right corner. So I'm going to label this little distance right here P, and this little distance right here Q. That's got a right angle. This has got a right angle. So we've got two similar triangles, the big one and that little teeny one up in the upper right hand corner, where this is P and this is Q. And this is 6 plus P, and this is still always 14. These triangles have to be similar. So P is to P plus 6 as Q is to 14. So Q is 14P over P plus 6. And so the area of the little triangle in terms of P, I'll go area of little, is 1/2 of P times Q. But Q is 14P over P plus 6. And the area of the big triangle is P plus 6, 1/2, I should say, of 14 times P plus 6. And the equation that we can write based on the fact that the area under this red line has to be 44, again, because I included this red rectangle in the area, is the area of the big triangle, 7 times the quantity P plus 6, minus the area of the little triangle, which is 7P squared over P plus 6. That has to equal 44. Now, I'm not going to go through the process of solving this quadratic equation. It turns out that if you multiply every term by P plus 6 to get rid of this fraction, the 7P squareds disappear and you can solve for P. And I think P was 3/10. Yeah. So that tells you that this little distance right here is 3/10. So the distance from here all the way up to that point is 6.3. Compute the slope between these 2 points, and you've got the slope of that red line. Okay. Hopefully that cleared it up a little bit for you.